This is the book of Amos, chapter 5, verse 18. How terrible it will be for you who long for the day of Yahweh. What good will that day do you? For you, it will be like a day of darkness and not of light. I'd like to give all praises and glory to Almighty Yahweh, Yahweh Shai. I'd like to give all glory and honor and praises to Almighty Yahweh, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the Menagem Master rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. This is Brother Boaz on the set once again. Why do you long want the day of the Lord? Isn't that day of darkness and not of light? Okay, what's that day in it for you? Okay, you so-called Christians. Okay, why do you want the day of the Lord to come? Okay, that day is a dark day. Okay, you believe in a so-called rapture? No, you're gonna be here feeling it. Okay, catching straight hell on that day. Okay, that's what this thing's about. Verse 19. It will be like someone who runs from a lion and meet a bear, or like someone who comes home and puts his hand on a wall only to be bitten by a snake. The day of Yahweh will bring darkness and not light. It will be a day of gloom without any brightness. Okay, so the day of Yahweh Shai is no joke, okay? The day of the Lord Yahweh Yahweh Shai is no joke, okay? That's why we study up pushing the names. It starts with the names, okay? I'm gonna just cut it close with you, okay? It starts with the names, okay? It starts with the names of Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, okay? And why would you want that day to come? Isn't that day of darkness not a light? Okay, turn to the book of Jeremiah 30. Yahweh, the power of Israel, said to me, write down in a book everything that I have told you, because the time is coming when I will restore my people Israel and Judah. I will bring them back from the land that I have given their ancestors, and they will take possession of it again. Yahweh have spoken. Yahweh says to the people of Israel and Judah, I have heard a cry of terror, a cry of fear and not of peace. Now stop and think, can a man give birth to a child? Why then I see every man and his hands on his stomach like a woman in labor. Why is everyone so pale? A terrible day is coming, not not other day compared with it. A time of disaster for my people. Okay, so that's the iconic day of the Lord, or you could say Jacob's trouble. Okay, why do you want the day of Yahweh, Yahweh Shai to come? Isn't that day going to be a day of darkness and not of light? A pitch darkness? The book of Second Ezra, chapter 15, verse 26. For now all these plagues has come upon the whole earth, and ye that remain in them. For power shall not deliver you, because ye have sinned against him. Behold, a horrible vision, and the appearance thereof is from the east, where the nations of the dragons of Arabia's come out of many chariots, and the multitude of them they shall carry the wind upon the earth, that shall they which hear them may fear and tremble. The book of the book of Second Ezra 15, verse 15. Let's start at verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwells therein, for the sword and the destruction draws nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be seditions among men, and invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, or the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Salakia. That's what this is about. And woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. What is it for you? Okay, let's get it. Zephaniah chapter 1, verse 2. Yahweh says, I'm going to destroy everything on earth, all human beings and animals, birds and fishes. I will bring about the downfall of the wicked. I will destroy everyone, and no survivors will be left. I, Yahweh, has spoken. I will punish the people of Jerusalem and of all of Judah. I will destroy the last trace of the worshippers of Baal there, and no one will even remember the pagan priests who served him. Okay. The book of Zephaniah, chapter 1, verse 14. The great day of Yahweh is near, very near. It cometh fast. That day shall be bitter, even for the bravest soldier will cry out in despair. It will be a day of fury and a day of trouble, a day of distress and ruin, a day of destruction, a day of darkness and gloom, a black and cloudy day, a day filled with sounds of trumpets and the battle cry of soldiers, attacking fortified cities and high towers. So when this day comes, how you gonna make it and be delivered, okay? You better call on the names of Yahweh, Yahweh Shai while you still can, while the doors of mercy, okay? This day is gonna be a day of darkness and of gloominess, okay? Like it says in the book of Ezekiel, why should you die, okay? Come back and serve Yahweh, Yahweh Shai while you still can, while the doors of mercy are still open, okay? While you still can, while you have a chance to repent, okay? That's what this thing's all about, okay? Yahweh Shai is going to make it where the walls is going to close in on you, okay? The only way you're going to get out of it if you utter those words of Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, okay? That's what this thing's about. Moving on. The book of Isaiah chapter 13, verse 1. This is a message about Babylon, which Isaiah the son of Amos received from power. On the tops of a barren hill, raise a battle flag, shout to the soldiers, and raise your arms as you signal for them to attack the gates of the proud city. Yahweh has called out his pride and confident soldiers to fight a holy war and to punish those who he is angry with. Listen to the noise on the mountains, on the sounds of a great crowd of people, the sounds of nations and kingdoms gathering. Yahweh Almighty is preparing his troops for battle. They are coming from a far off country to the one ends of the earth. In his fierce anger, Yahweh is coming to devastate the whole country, okay? The whole country is talking about America, okay? Yahweh Shah is coming to destroy this whole country, okay? That's mainly talking about here in Babylon, America. America is about to be destroyed, okay? Seek Yahweh, Yahweh Shah while you still can, while the doors of mercy are still open. The wicked need to forsake their way and come back to the Lord, Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, and he will forgive them. Verse 6. How in pain the day of Yahweh is near, the day when Yahweh Almighty brings destruction. Everyone's hands will hang limp, and everyone's courage will fail. There will be a terrible and outcome with pain, like the pain of a woman in labor. They will look at each other in fear, and their faces will burn with shame. The day of Yahweh is coming, that cruel day of fierce anger and fury. The earth will be made a wilderness, and every sinner will be destroyed. Every star and every constellation will stop shining. The sun will be dark as when it rises, and the moon will give no light, okay? That's what this is about. You want to know what this is about? That's what this is all about, okay? Seeking Yahweh Yahushua while you still can. The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16, verse 13. A strong is the arrow's hands that bendeth the bow. His arrows and his will shoot are sharp and shall not miss. They will begin to be shot into the ends of the world. Behold, plagues are sent and shall not return again until they are come to the earth. The fire is kindled and shall not be put out till it consumes the foundations of the earth. Like a arrow which a shot of a mighty archer returns not backwards, even so plagues shall not be sent upon the earth, shall not return again. Okay, so that's what this is about. So once Yahweh Shai pops these plagues off, they're not gonna return again. Okay, they're gonna they're not gonna go backwards, so to speak. That's why you have to repent while you still can, while the doors of mercy are still open. Okay, that's why you need to repent and come back to Yahweh Yahweh Shai. And on that note, I like to give all praises and honor and glory to Almighty Yahweh Yahweh Shai. Shalom.